Team, in today's video we're going to be talking about the 5 ways to build creative confidence. It's something that I have been speaking to many designers about. I know many people are struggling with it, and I don't believe it's actually down to anyone's creativity, anybody's talent. It's more down to the way we're being taught. So ultimately what I'm going to do is just going to share 5 little things that I think can help you elevate your confidence, create cooler work, be more comfortable with your clients, learn more knowledge, all that sizzle. It's going to be great, all right? So one thing I want you to remember before we crack into some bits and pieces is that you were born with a gift. It's now time to prove it. Now, with anything, whether it's confidence, whether it's client work, whether it's anything at all, we have to have the discipline to execute. We are so lucky. I have friends who are not creative people at all. I think we're all kind of born a little bit creative, to be fair, but I know people who aren't as creative or as talented as some of my other creative friends, and they wish they could draw, they wish they could sing, they wish they could paint, or whatever it is, whatever their creative talent is. So I think it's really, really important that we've been given something that's very, very special. It's worth some money, it's got high value, and it's really, really, really important that we take that gift and do as much as we possibly can with it, all right? So don't forget to use that gift of yours, all right? So before we go into the 5 main topics in which we can grow confidence in, I want to talk about these 4 elements here that have allowed me personally to build that confidence in myself, aligned with the other 5 things we're going to talk about. Look, I think it's really, really important to have a really good balance of these. Execution, respect for yourself, discipline and patience. In today's social media craze, everything is now. Everything is quick, hack, whatever it is. It's all about doing stuff as quickly as possible, and patience is the key. Consistency is the key, as you can see around the edge, but we have to execute. We have to have respect for ourselves, and we have to have the discipline to get up every single day and work as hard as we possibly can to let our dreams happen, to make dreams happen, to make opportunities happen. Ultimately, we have to own it. We have to be in control, because nobody's going to do it for us. All right. So let me just go into these a little bit more detail. So execution. Confidence comes from doing. You've got to do the things you're going to say you're going to do. Walk the walk and talk the talk. How many times have you heard somebody go, "Oh, I had that great idea ages ago," or "That was my idea"? The problem is, if they didn't execute it, it's not theirs. They can't own it. It's the people that get up every single day and they walk the walk and they talk the talk. They do the things they're going to say they're going to do. And that builds a lot of confidence, because it's amazing what happens is if you set yourself little tasks like, I'm going to get up and I'm going to post one post on social media, or I'm going to reach out to one client, and you do it, and then you do it the next day, and you do it the next day. You'll be amazed at how much those little habits will stack up and how much they will change your business. So execution is so important, because that helps breed that confidence, all right? Respect. Confidence comes from self-worth. You need to focus on your version of success and plan for the things that you want to do. If you don't respect yourself, no one will. Again, this is a really, really tough one, because I think it's really important that we understand what success means to us in the world. But the problem is there's so much noise coming from everywhere else, where you should do this, or you should do that, or you're doing this wrong, or you're doing that wrong. But we have to really understand that respect starts at home. If we respect our boundaries, if we respect the work that we're doing, if we respect the value that we know it brings, and then we put that out into the world with confidence, people will start to respect you back. And then, funnily enough, you'll get more respect. And then you'll respect yourself, and then they'll respect you more. They'll respect yourself, they'll respect you more. Do you know what I mean? It's like this beautiful thing that happens when you learn to understand that your success is where your respect should lie, all right? Don't be chasing anybody else's dreams. Chase your own dreams, all right? Discipline. Confidence is built when no one else is watching. The best work you will ever do is work that no one ever sees. Learning, practicing, curiosity, effort. The highlight reels that we see across the internet are great. I'm happy for everybody that's doing really well. But I would imagine that a lot of those people who are actually doing well are the people that show up when nobody is watching. When I was building Made by James, I've been posting content now, and in the design industry for 20 years, posting content to help me market myself for 12 years, and I started at zero, just like everybody else. But I kept on showing up, I kept on posting. This is just one example of discipline, obviously. I don't want to use social media as just the only part of discipline, but it's a good example that we can all relate to. So, but I was showing up when nobody was watching. I was showing up when nobody was liking. I was creating content, when nobody even knew who I was, 1 follower, 10 followers, 100 followers, and now we're at almost 750,000 followers, but I still continuously post I communicate every single day. I'm posting twice a week. I'm going to be ramping that up even more. This YouTube content is a big part of that, but it's all the stuff that I'm doing behind the scenes. I mean, it's 7 o'clock in the morning here in the UK and I'm filming this YouTube video. Do you know what I mean? Discipline, get up, get it done. So I can then get on with my day, all right? So discipline, super, super important. Patience. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Everyone starts at zero, like I said. Perseverance is the key. No shortcuts, no hacks. Just good, old-fashioned hard work. I don't know, I put an accent on there. But patience is the key. And I know it's boring. Patience is boring, but it truly is the thing that sets you apart. You can't build a reputation overnight. You can't build trust overnight. You can't build a good portfolio overnight. You can't work with the best clients overnight. You can't build an audience overnight unless, you can build some audience. You can go viral, but you know what I mean? Does that matter? Patience is really one of your superpowers. And the reason that so many people fail, I think it's some crazy statistic, like 45% of people who go into the design world don't make it past year 3. It's wild, isn't it? Just because they don't see results quick enough, therefore, I must not be good enough, I've got to tweak. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, I didn't make any money really for the first 5 years. I struggled for the first 10. It started to gain traction about 7 or 8 years ago. And that's like now I'm almost 20 years in the industry. So you've got to have the patience. And I think I'm only just getting started. I've got another 20 years of doing this stuff that I love. So, you've got to think about this as a career rather than like this short-term fix, this short-term solution. There's got to be like a long-term objective to the things that you're doing, and patience is such a key component of that. All right? So now let's go into the 5 things that I know will help you build creative confidence. So number 1, show your work. The reason it's important to show your work is that it helps you engage with others, helps you communicate your ideas, helps you find new opportunities, and done is better than perfect, all right? So there was a fantastic book by Austin Kleon that I read many, many years ago now called, funny enough, Show Your Work. And it really highlighted to me the importance of, not kind of struggling with the analysis paralysis, just getting it done, getting it out there, understanding that nobody really cares. The only person that really cares is me. So this idea of sharing something small every single day was something I built into my kind of marketing idea, my marketing process. And it's allowed me to continuously get better at sharing my ideas and talking about my ideas, which has obviously elevated my trust, which has built my reputation, which has allowed me to continue growing my brand, or my brands, but Made by James is my only one now. So, but apart from Lincoln, but you get what I mean. So show your work. Like I said, let me just break these down in a little bit more detail for you. Talking, sharing, showing gets easier the more you do it when you engage with others. And like we talk about these soft skills when we're working with clients and stuff, being able to talk about your work and showing your ideas helps you communicate your ideas, will help you sell your ideas better. Helps you communicate your ideas. Verbalizing your decision making sorry, you can tell, like, I'm going to be very honest with you. I have like severe dyslexia, so reading is a real struggle for me, which is why I babble a lot. So, but I'm not going to re-record this because I'm not that kind of guy, all right? So, verbalizing your decision making gives others confidence in you, all right? So, helps you communicate your ideas. Helps you find new opportunities, new friends, new clients, new collabs. When you share your work, others might share it for you. You might get more reach. You might get more engagement. You'll get more clients. And then the more people who are sharing, the more people who are looking, the more people who are talking about you, you will start to amplify your brand. And that's a really, really important thing and a great thing that comes out of showing your work. And done is better than perfect. Like I said, analysis paralysis. Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares what you're sharing. As long as you share it with authenticity and honesty, and it's your work, and you talk about it from your perspective, whether it's a rough sketch or a final idea, just share it. Just share it with the world. Nobody cares, all right? As much as you do. And that's okay. But don't overanalyze things. Number 2, read many things. Like, I say don't read design books, but you know, you can obviously do this. But you will naturally work on those hard skills. You'll naturally get better at creativity. You'll naturally get better at drawing. If you draw, you'll naturally get better at critical thinking if you're doing it every single day. So what I like to do is I like to tend to focus on the struggle areas when it comes to reading, like business, mindset. You know, I'm big into kind of anthropology right now, which is weird, you know, like understanding the biochemical reactions in the human body, you know, understanding, you know, as somebody who struggles with addiction, and was unfortunately at the age of 11 sexually abused as an 11-year-old boy. I really want to understand like why I now react the way I react to stuff, and understanding myself helps me remain calmer, reduces anxiety. I understand the way I do things and why I do things the way I do them. So understanding those things allows me to be more in control of my surroundings and be more in control of my environment, which obviously helps. Some of my favourite authors: Brené Brown, Adam Grant, James Clear, Elizabeth Gilbert, Austin Kleon, obviously, like I just mentioned, Mark Manson. But there are many, many, many others on that list I could put, but I only had 2 lines, so I needed to keep it slightly short. But, you know, ultimately what I'm trying to suggest here is, like, of course, get design books. Made by James is a great design book, by the way, if you haven't got it. Little plug there. But ultimately, the most important books you'll ever read are the ones that help you with your mindset, with yourself, because if you can control your mind, you can do anything. All right. The 4% rule: 1 hour of your day is only 4% of the day, but that 4%, if you read in it, will put you in the top of your field within 10 years. All right. So audiobooks are a great way if you're struggling to read or have dyslexia like me. I've just got into audiobooks. I used to read, and it used to take me like, I don't know, maybe like a month or 2 to read a book fully, because I would have to keep rereading it. But now I've got audiobooks, and I think I've listened to 6 in the last 6 weeks. So absorbing so much more knowledge, and it's actually going in better. So for any people who are dyslexic or struggle with ADHD or anything like that, listening might be better than reading if you can't concentrate, like this guy. All right, so read many things. There's also like a freebie, do you know what I mean, which I've given out like with this thing. So just go into the links down below. There's a freebie there. Have it, read it, watch it. You know, it's yours for free. Constant curiosity. We have to keep building ourselves. Nothing changes if nothing changes, all right? So take courses and absorb content. There is so much accessible knowledge out there for the price of a night out on the Albuza. Do you know what I mean? So, prioritize the things that are most important to you. Yeah, I'm not saying don't go out, don't spend time with your friends, but if you're happy to go out and spend $100 on pizza, a few beers, a concert or whatever it is, you should be willing to put that kind of money into a pot to help you with your education, to help you build your knowledge. What I actually do within my business is I set aside a pot every single month for education, so my team can learn, so I can learn, so we can build stuff, and so it helps us just to continuously absorb, continuously learn, to remain curious. All right. Join programs and communities, like build your environment, surround yourself with other driven humans. This is a great way. Like especially in this rise of freelance, especially in this rise of, like remote working, we need to find our tribe. We need to interact with people. We need to have that sense of belonging, that place that we live. And that environment is so important to help your skills and help your mindset and help your work and your creativity thrive. All right. You can get a coach, you can get a mentor. I've had business coaches. I still have a business coach today. I even have investors. They have really helped me like level up my business. Learning from the people who are where I want to be is, the most amazing thing. It also stops you from listening to all the twerps on the internet. Do you know what I mean? Like somebody says something on the internet about my work, I'm like, are you where I want to be? I'm like, no, well, I'm not going to listen to you. It makes it very easy to compartmentalize like who I listen to and who I don't listen to. Ask more questions. Don't be fooled by an internet of noise. Your ears are more important than your mouth. Always listen, ask great questions, but listen to the answers. This is the key, like especially for all my brand designers out there, any strategists, any visual identity designers, brand identity designers, graphic designers, whoever you are. Listening is your superpower. All right, you have many superpowers. I keep saying superpower, but you know what I mean. Number 4, build your brand. What is your purpose? Who are you helping? What makes you happy? Build your own identity. One of the biggest things that I learned growing up in the design world was the people that I resonated with, the people I looked up to, like Linka Design Co., who I now get to work with and represent, which is absolutely killer. Unbelievable journey, personal story that is for me. I grew up watching them, like idolizing them, and now I'm a creative partner in that company. I mean, it's wild when you think about it, but I worked freaking hard for it, so it's all good. But the one thing I really loved about Lincoln, for example, was they spent so much time working on their own internal brand building as they did working with their clients on building their brand. And that's something that I brought into Made by James. That's something that I continuously work on, like every single month, every single year. I'm building assets, I'm collaborating with my friends, I'm building more ideas, I'm continuously growing my internal brand, and that has helped me remain, recognized, helps me continuously evolve my brand, my identity, my style, my voice. So please, if you take one thing out of this little YouTube video, is that working on your brand is the best project you will ever work on, because it will get you more work than any other portfolio piece. So like everybody talks about doing, like making up projects to fill your portfolio. Stop that. Do you know what I mean? Don't do that. Work on your own brand. Build the best freaking thing you can do for yourself, and that will get you more work than anything else. All right. Made by James, Baby Giant, Lincoln. Those brands get more eyes on them than anything. People always say to me, "I love your Made by James brand." I don't want skulls with like pencils through them, but you clearly understand how to build a brand, how to build a narrative, how to build a visual identity, and we want you to do that for us. All right, so please work on that. And now number 5, the final one of our 5 things to remain super confident as a creative is stay in your lane. Design your own way. When you find you don't fit, make your own way. Look, there's so many people out there trying to tell us to do this, be that, you're right, or no, I'm right, you're wrong, all that malarkey. There is not one size fits all to creativity. It's a one size fits one, all right? And that is you. So find your own way, figure out your own process. Yes, there are things you have to do. It's important to have contracts. It's important to have some sort of process in place. It's important to understand the value you bring, but you have to build your own style and your own creativity and your own ideas into these other elements that have to be controlled, all right? Ignore the noise. Everybody will give you an opinion, even when you do not ask for it. Like I said, the best thing I can say here is only take advice from the people who are where you want to be. Don't listen to anybody else. It's a really good thing that I started doing years and years ago, and it made like everybody's negativity or everybody's like even if somebody's trying to be positive and trying to help, I'm like, are you doing the things that I want to do? Because if you're not, I can't trust what you're saying. And that goes for my parents and everything. Do you know what I mean? So I live by it. Make a plan, you know. So many are bumbling around, wondering what to post, wondering how much money they're making, not knowing their numbers, not knowing where they're going, not knowing their North Star and their direction for their business. Please make a plan. I did a free course. Maybe we'll add it down to the bottom here as well. It's called the Fook and Focus or the Go Get 'em course. I can't remember which one, but it's free. And it talks about planning, talks about 90-day windows. It talks about building a 3-year plan and a 1-year plan. I said then break it down to these 90-day windows. So I'm going to add that to the bottom. So grab it. It's freebies. Go and watch it. It'll really help you understand how to plan your business. And finally, be patient. Opportunities are gifted to those who persevere. All right, team. So grab the freebies below, absorb more knowledge in and around here, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'll be back later in the week.